Here we go. Just here for a little bit of a quick catch up on how the last sort of couple of weeks have been since we
Mhm.
last did our market update. Generally, Matt, it's been quite a busy time, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been busy. I think the type of tenants maybe has changed a little bit. We haven't seen the kind of ferocity that we saw in January with a
Mm.
lot of people moving into the area. That has seemed to have cooled. But there's still, yet plenty of good tenants out there, and the stats support that. The leads were slightly down on Rightmove for
Shorter
February.
month though, wasn't it?
It was, yes, it was a short month. If we'd have had those extra days, we might just have got there. But
Because
versus January, it was 1,300, I think, for January
1,300 leads in January,
and 1,100.
1,100 in February. So the market is still showing there's a real high
Mm.
demand for stock locally. Now that might be stock at a certain level. That 1,100 leads might be for you know the stock that's maybe in the one beds market, sort of that kind of vibe. But it's still a lot of people
It's a lot of people.
that are looking for property
I think that's the
locally.
point. Is those stats are driven by how much stock we have as well.
Yes.
So when we let everything, we run out of stock. The leads dry up. It's just very natural like that. We call it a wave, or it's very secular in nature. That you are busy, then you're quiet, then you're busy, then you're quiet. And yeah, we probably found that we did let quite a lot of stock over the end of January, beginning of Feb.
Yeah, and
That could be another reason why it's a bit lower.
given some of the stats that we've looked at, it seems that it's probably the busiest month in terms of movement
Mm.
since March 21. So, you know, that is a sign of a definitely a moving market at the moment.
Yeah, lots of new tenants registered. That was a record month. The rents have gone up again
Yeah.
by about £50 to £60 on the average rent in February. So those are still creeping up. Again, it might just be driven by the type of stock we had for
Mm.
that month. But it is interesting that there is still an upwards arc on rents.
For sure. And some of the stuff that we've looked into that we thought was interesting was sort of the shift in trends,
Mhm.
particularly with things like move-ins. So traditionally, back in the day, before the tenant fee ban, I'd probably say, when we knew someone was moving out, we'd put the property on the market 6 to 8 weeks before.
Yeah, quite a long
It's
time
now gone
before.
the other way, and it's more like 6 to 4 weeks before. And
Mm.
what we're seeing is that from when someone signs up to a property to when they move in, there's normally about a gap of 3 weeks at the moment.
Yeah,
19 days is what our system has shown us for when people sign up.
yeah.
So
Reserve the property to point of
to actually the
moving.
point of moving. So it gives you that time in that first week, get your property ready, get your people in, and
Get your
then
offers.
and then get moved on with the right applicant from that. Because again, we're finding ourselves having to fully book properties, with the best applicants out of the people that we've got through
Yeah.
to then give you a as good a choice as possible.
Yeah, I think that's the way we've been doing it lately, and it seems to work. Is that we have we put the property live, we deal with a lot of inbound calls, and we try and book kind of a not an open day as such, but certainly a pre-arranged time slot. In particular, if the property is tenanted, it's quite useful to basically do 6, 7 viewings in one day in one slot. Over an hour and a half period,
Mm.
and from that we most likely get one, two, maybe even three offers. That's kind of how we've been working most of this year. And it's quite efficient rather than keep coming back and forth to a property. So, in particular, the kind of the properties which are in that sort of busy price range,
Mm.
that seems to be the best way to do it to get a tenant quickly, and that ties in with that kind of month that we need, the kind of week lead up to the viewing, getting those offers, and then 19 days to basically sign them up, do the references, get the payments in, and sign a contract to move them in on the day.
Yeah, so it's those kind of things that we're seeing in the trends now. Now it's showing in those figures. It's interesting to see that.
Mm.
But something else that we've sort of experienced a lot in the last month is conversations with landlords, people that might be looking to sell their investments. So they might be looking to do that because of for tax reasons, capital gains tax changes, all those kind of things that are going on at the moment. But there are still landlords buying, and those people that for anything that we put on that's potential investment property for a landlord, there's definitely interest levels there from buyers. We're seeing people that
Mm.
are expanding portfolios, a lot of people that are doing it through companies. So I think we've spoken about that before as
Yep.
well, about landlords that have ring fence their property portfolios through investment arms of companies, that kind of stuff.
Yep.
So there is definitely some movement there from people that are still looking to buy investment property, and
Yeah.
particularly stuff that is good, that meets the EPC register ratings of C. There's definitely interest there for those.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, market is still pretty good. We anticipate that will continue. Obviously, fingers crossed the weather improves, and obviously with that you get the kind of spring bounce, in particular for sales. But there are signs that we are going to be hopefully having a busy summer. So that is going to be driven again by stock. So if you do have any properties becoming available, maybe ones that we don't have currently, or if you haven't worked with us for a while, then please do get in touch. And it'll be interesting to see what the rents have done for you. If you've had a tenant for quite a while, then we can let you know where we think your rents are at now, because I think you'll be maybe pleasantly surprised how the rents have kind of moved on in the last couple of years, certainly. So yeah,
Great stuff. Well, thank you very much for watching. We will be back again very soon. We've got some great guests coming up on the YouTube channel, so again, keep your eyes on that, and we will speak to you very soon. Thank you very much.
See you later, guys. Bye bye.